Good morning, everybody. I'm hoping that today's notes don't take too long. What we're covering today is labeling more than it is solving equations. So hopefully this doesn't take too long and is a nice change of pace from having everything being kind of calculator work. Today we're talking about congruence. That just means that things are completely equal in every way. So congruent polygons have the same size and shape. So if we're talking about two triangles like we are here, these two triangles, all measurements will be the same. If this side with 3 dashes is a measurement of 10 inches, this side with 3 dashes would also be 10 inches. If this angle J is 50 degrees, this angle J prime, because of the apostrophe, is also going to be 50 degrees. Corresponding angles are equal, corresponding sides are equal. That's what we were just talking about, where we can borrow a measurement and copy it over. For example, these two shapes, I could say that triangle JLK is congruent, that's why I have this little symbol above the equal sign, is congruent to triangle J prime, L prime, and K prime. All of these are identical. Down here, we're going to be doing a similar thing where we're just wanting to fill in the blank. Your homework will be the same thing. So here it says, what angle is the same measurement as angle R? Angle R has one curve here, angle J has one curve here, so the angle that's the same as angle R would be angle J. Next is asking angle S. Angle S is over here with 2. Angle O over here has 2, so I write angle O. They have the same measurement. T has 3 of them, so does Y, so I would say that this is angle Y. This line above the two letters means the line that these two connect. So RS would be this line, I'll do this in green, would be this line right here. It has 3 of those little lines, those little tick marks on it. I want to know which one is the same as that. It'd be this one. This one has 3 tick marks. If you notice, we started with R and went to S. R had 1 curve, S had 2. So when I write my answer here, I want to start with what has 1 curve and goes to 2 curves. So I would write this as JO with a line above it. Next one, RT, is here, vertical, has 2 tick marks. Here, J and Y have 2 tick marks. This went from 1 curve to 3, 1 to 3. So I would call this one JY, and I put that line above it. In your assignment today, you will not have to put the angle and the line. You'll just have to give me the letter or letters. Next one, TS, which is this diagonal going from 3 curves to 2, would be Y to O, because it's 3 of these curves to 2 of them. So I'd write that as line YO. So I can say that this triangle, RST, going this direction, and starting here, I want to start here, because it's with the 1 curve. These two are the same. So I'm going to start here, then go this way. So I'm going to write this as triangle J, then O, and then finishing up with Y. If you notice, if I start here, I have to start here, and I'm kind of mirroring what direction I'm going. Your assignment today will be the same thing. Having these in the correct order is very important. If this said triangle TSR, this would have to be triangle YOJ. I need these in the correct order with the direction I'm going around the shape. Down here, these are the same thing. Write a congruence statement for each pair of polygons. So on this one, this is saying that we know that everything is the same. I'm going to call this JLK. I can compare that to TPQ. I've got 10 and 10. I've got 6 and 6, I've got 8 and 8, 55, 55, 35, 35, 90 degree, 90 degree. When I label this, however I start on this shape, I want to follow the same pattern on this shape. So let's say that I start with the 90 degree angle L. So I would write this as triangle L, and then I'm going to go across the 6 to the K, and then go up the 10 to the J. I want to do the same thing when I say that this is congruent to the other triangle. I'm starting in the 90 degree corner, P is in the 90 degree corner. From there, I cross the 6, so I want to go across the 6 to Q. and then I went up the diagonal of 10. Here I'm going to go across the diagonal to t. If these do not match the same order that we counted, that is how things get marked wrong today. It has to be in the correct order that you count. The good news is I will have this one created for you. All you have to do is figure out what direction I went and figure out the other side. This next one, if you notice, there's a lot going on here, but these are both congruent. I would try my best to do this in alphabetical order if I can. If you notice here, I've got A, B, C, D, E, F. 90 degree, 90 degree, 125, 125, 135, 135, 85, 85, 145, 145, 140, 140. 8, 8, 5, 5, 3, 3, 10, 10, 7, 7, 11, 11. They're congruent. I would make this part as easy as I can, go in alphabetical order. I'm going to call this, and because we don't have a specific name for this shape, I'm just going to start writing the letters. A, B, C, D, E, F is equal to, now on this shape, I started with A, which was here, and I went over here to B, I went across the 8. So that means I'm going to start at V, go across to T, because I'm starting with 140 degree, going across the 8 to the 90 degree, starting at 140, going across the 8 to the 90 degree. So I'm going to go this direction for this shape until I finish up my letters. So that would be V, T, Z, Y, X, W. Got to make sure you do that in the correct order. Like I said, I'll have this one figured out for you, and I'll ask you how these letters should be organized for a correct answer on your homework. Next section. In the figures for these two triangles, they want us to start figuring out some measurements. This is just going to require a little bit of math, but it won't be too bad. It's saying find A, and if you notice, A is over here, it's 3A. It's saying compare it, that's the line FJ. So F to J has 3A in it. I want to see what that has in common. If you notice, these two triangles look exactly the same, it's just a mirror image. If this one is sitting like this one is flipped over like this. So I can say that this side with the 12 and this side with the 3A are going to be the same measurement. So I'm going to take my 3A, which is what I'm trying to solve, and I'm just going to set it equal to the other side. The other side's 12. I just want to solve this. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I get A is equal to 4. So my answer is just 4. Next one, 5. FH. FH is this diagonal. I'm going to give that 2 tick marks. I'm going to give the other diagonal side 15 2 tick marks. I want to set this as B plus 6, which is what I'm wanting to solve. B plus 6 is equal to 15. To solve this, I subtract 6 from both sides, and I get B is equal to 9. So I just write, oh, so for this one, what I want to write, and I'm going to write B is equal to 9, which also means that F and H is equal to P and H. This part you won't have to put on your homework, but it's saying that FH is the same measurement as PT over here. That's what we're looking at. So this one, find C, find X, find Y, find Z. Find C is down here at the bottom. I'm going to give that 3 tick marks. I'm going to give this 3 tick marks, so it's just C is equal to 10. I don't have an equation to solve. Next one, find X. X is going to be over here in the angle. I can compare it to this angle with the 40. So that's going to be 4x is equal to 40. Divide by 4 on both sides. X is equal to 10. So I can say that this angle and this angle are the same. Next one, find Y. Y is over here in the corner. And the only thing else that's in this corner that's obtuse with it is 105. So I can just write Y is equal to 105. So I can say that this angle and this angle are the same. So angle J would be the same as angle R. But like I said, I'm not going to make you put this part on your homework. This number is what I'm looking for. Last one, find Z. Z is the expression Z plus 20. We're going to compare that to 35 over here because they're on opposite sides reflecting. I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides, and Z is equal to 15. That's it. So I could say that angle H is the same as angle T. down here, we're looking to solve a couple unknown values. It's the same thing that we've been working with. It's just the shapes are not as nice as what it was up top. These two should be the same. I just need to see how I'm going to compare them. So finding y is with GF, so GF is here. I want to see what over here compares to that. It's going to compare to RA. Here to here is going to be the same as from here to here. The simplest way that I know that is that it's the only longer side that has a value to it. So I'm going to say y minus 3 is equal to 10 and solve it. Y minus 3 is equal to 10. So when I add 3 to both sides, I get y is equal to 13. Find x, which is with AZ. AZ is over here on this side. It's this 3x plus 2. So I'm going to start by writing 3x plus 2 is equal to. If you notice, it's following the next side from the 10 we just solved. So if I follow this in the same kind of direction, I'm going to get 14. So I'm going to write 14 here. I'm going to start by subtracting 2, getting 3x is equal to 12. When I divide both sides by 3, I get x is equal to 4. So I can say that AZ is the same as FE, going in the same direction. Next one says find T. T is over here in this angle where it says 2T. That's the angle where we started with our 10. So if I go back to this angle where we started with our 10, with 10, we compared these two. In the corner, that's 120. So I set that equal to 120. Divide by 2. T is going to equal 60. And then the last one, find Z. Z is over here. It is the angle between the 10 and the 3x plus 2. The angle between the y minus 3 and the 14 was 150. So I want to compare Z over 2 is equal to 150. Opposite of divide is multiply. So Z is going to equal 300. On your assignment, I'm not going to give you something quite this complicated, but it's going to be important for you to figure out what direction these shapes are going. Also on your homework, I'm not going to make you tell me what the line measurements are, like here, and I'm not going to make you tell me which angles are the same. I want these number answers. If you also notice, none of these are negative because in order to have an angle, it has to have a measurement. It has to be a number that's at least bigger than 0.